Have to give a big shout out to Chief Meteorologist Rich Wurzik for coming out to take videos across the peninsula. This is the first stop, Ocean City, showing that coastal flooding that was in progress today with that high tide and also the very nasty waves that were out there. Take a look at the inlet. Some crashing waves by the inlet. There you go. Look at that with the waves crashing onto the inlet and the water moving onto the shoreline. The second stop was by Bethany Beach. The sustained breeze shown by that flag, and of course we had all those flooded roadways during the high tide cycle this afternoon. And unfortunately, we're going to see a few more instances of this through tomorrow with the next couple of high tide cycles. Even some elevated water with Mark by the Rehoboth Yacht and Country Club. A second photo as well showing the water flowing into the yards of these homes and even into the streets. And it's still a fairly rough scene on our ocean sides with that more struving and siding sky cam looking live at Rehoboth Beach. The marine forecast for tomorrow is going to be a little bit of an improvement, but still a gale warning for the Chesapeake Bay. And we still have a storm warning, in fact, tomorrow for the Delaware Bay. I would not be surprised if we see some kind of marine statement issued for the Atlantic Ocean because it's still going to be fairly breezy out there with some elevated wave heights, but not as high as what we saw today. Wind advisory still in effect for Sussex County into Worcester County, downgraded from a high wind warning in Accomack County, and we still have a high wind warning for the immediate coastline. All this in effect until tomorrow morning at around 8 a.m. or so because winds are still going to be gusty tomorrow. We have a coastal flood warning for Dorchester County, Wycomico County, and Somerset County until 11 p.m. And then going into tomorrow, we have coastal flood warnings for the entirety of eastern Delmarva. This is until 8 a.m. for Worcester County, but I would not be surprised if we at least get a coastal flood advisory for tomorrow afternoon. So we got a triple point extended from this parallel low pressure, and along this triple point, we're expecting a new late wave low pressure to develop close to the coastline. So this is going to keep showers in play for tomorrow, and the winds will still be on that elevated side. And in the meantime, we do have a few spotty light showers at some areas of drizzle, but right now, no concentrated areas of showers. 62 at Bombadian and Smyrna, 0.22 inches of rain, 0.98 inches of rain, 58 degrees with Connie and Greenwood, 58 with Chucky and Lewis, 62 with Joe and Bishopville reporting 20-mile-per-hour winds, and 66 with Curtis, Mary, and Ocean Pines. Around areas like Georgetown happen the jackpot right now for those rainfall totals at around 1.15 inches of rain. And I do expect some rain showers to continue for tomorrow with that wave low pressure just offshore. So we'll continue to see areas that could potentially pick up about a half an inch of rain for tomorrow before all said and done, with these waves or showers continuing into Monday night and Tuesday. I think it's going to be a dry day, especially later in the day, but it's going to be a slow process to clear out those clouds. The winds will die down a little bit going into tomorrow, and if the wave of low pressure moves just onto the peninsula, which some models are indicating, that could briefly lower our wind gusts later in the day before picking up Monday night. And going into Tuesday, fairly elevated breezes, but not as windy as what we have been seeing for the past couple of days. So we got some moderate coastal flooding right now for parts of Wycomico, Dorchester, and Somerset counties, cresting right now for tomorrow. Moderate coastal flooding expected for the Sunday overnight into Monday morning time frame. And then for the Chesapeake Bay side, we're talking about some minor tidal flooding, and then some major tidal flooding will be possible for the Delaware coastline. But the conditions will improve going into Wednesday. We're looking at sunny skies to end the day with 60s for high temperatures by the end of the week, so much cooler.